This is our at-home review to get us ready for our first assessment over ratios. And you can use it to look through and see the answers if yours are correct, or you can look through it and go along with me to do the problems with me. So this one says, write the ratio of exclamation points to and signs in two forms or ways. So right away, I notice that I have exclamation points. And remember that, color coding is an option for you. You don't have to use it, but if you're struggling, I highly suggest it. And signs. When I see that 2, that's my symbol for the middle. So exclamation points, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exclamation points. So I would put that above that word. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and signs. If I put it in this way, it sets it up in the order of the words, exactly like ratios should be done. And now I need two forms. Our two forms are 7 to 4 and then 7 to 4. 2 easy points. Boom. Now see if you can do the next two on your own. Similar, or fast forward to see if you have the answer correct. This one says, what is the ratio of vowels? So vowels are the letters A, E, I, O, U to consonants, which are all the other letters. So when I'm looking at mathematics, I see there's a vowel here, 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 and here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 vowels. So 4 vowels to how many consonants? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 consonants. So again, it is 4 to 7. 4 to 7. I didn't even check that before I wrote that question, and I didn't realize it came out exactly the same as the one before. Except it's not exactly the same because 7 to 4 is very different than 4 to 7. It all is in the order of the words. All right, number 5, a recipe calls for 3 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of water, and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. What is the ratio of the number of tablespoons of water? So they gave us a lot of information in here. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm going to highlight the important part. Tablespoons of water to number of eggs. So now I'm going to go up and find where's my information about water. Okay, I have 2 tablespoons of water, and I'm going to find my information about eggs. 3 eggs. So what is the ratio? Water to eggs? It would be 2 to 3. So here, 2 to 3, or I could write 2 to 3. Either way would be acceptable. Next it says, make a table with labels in the first row and place the ratio into the second row and add equivalent ratios to build a ratio table. So our labels are going to be these descriptors here that we highlighted. So this is going to be water, and this is going to be eggs. What I know about water is that I need 2 tablespoons for every 3 eggs. So now I can use that to build my equivalent ratios. Well, if they have to go in groups of 2 tablespoons and 3 eggs. That's how it gets built up. They get built up in groups. So if I have 2 groups of water, that means I'm going to have 4 tablespoons of water because I have here's a section of water, here's a section of water. I need 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons. So that would be 4 tablespoons. If I have 3 eggs here, now I need 2 groups of 3 eggs. So that would be 6 eggs. And then I remember, we have our additive property that could help us to keep building these down. So 2, this is always going to go in groups of 2. So it's going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12. And these are going to be added by 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So I have my make a table with labels. I'm going to check off all the little parts of things I need to do because the labels, those are a point. Place the ratio in the second row. That's a point. I did that. Add equivalent ratios. I have those. So make sure that when you're looking at these problems that have multiple steps to them, that you're doing something to make sure that you're doing all parts of the problem. So then it says, use the table to create 6 ordered pairs. Ordered pairs are the things that we graph on the coordinate grid. And ordered pairs come right off of here. Their notation is parentheses, number, comma, number, parentheses. You have to have the notation there. Otherwise, they aren't ordered pairs. So I have 2 to 3, 4 and 6, 6 and 9, 8 and 12, 10 and 15, and then 12 and 18. Then create a labeled graph and plot the ordered pairs. Labeled graph is important. I can tell that because it has 2 lines under it. Labels come right from the table. So up here, this is going to be my water because this is my X coordinates. This is going to be my eggs because these are my Y coordinates. The title is going to be water versus eggs. And there's my labeled part of my graph. Now I have to think about the scale very carefully. So when I see water down here, I need to fit between 2 and 12 on these lines. So I look at this and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's only 12 lines here. So I have to go on a scale of 1, but I can label every second number. So instead of labeling every line here, I'm going to skip a line and label this 2. So my scale again is 1, 1, 1, 1, but I'm only labeling every second number. So I have 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're labeling the lines and not the spaces. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's consistent. All of them are worth 1. Each line is worth 1. And I have my labels correct. On the eggs, I see I need to go 3, 6, 9, and I have to go all the way up to 18. So when I count the lines here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only have 12 lines, which tells me I have to have a scale that's less than 1. So when I'm thinking about the 3, the 6, 12, 18, it's got to be meaningful. I think that I will make each line simply be worth 3. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So that's an option. I could have also maybe done by 2s, but then I would have had halfway between where I needed to plot some. So I think this is a better option. So now I have to plot these. So when I see the ordered pair 2, 3, I always start at the origin, 0, 0, and then I go over 2, up 3, and I place the dot. That's a plot. When I plot 4, 6, I go over 4, up to 6. Where they intersect, I put the dot. 6 and 9, over 6, up 9. I should see a linear graph pattern coming here because I'm doing the same rate of change in between each of these. 8 and 12 is over 8, up 12, over 10, up 15, over 12, up 18. So here is my labeled graph. I have the ordered pairs plotted. I could use this graph now if somebody said, well, what if you wanted to do 5 tablespoons of water? Well, I could go here to my 5 tablespoons right here, and then I could go up to see where the line would be, and that would tell me that I would need about 7.5 eggs. This scale isn't as perfect for that, but I could use this graph to extend it and find other options or to find options that are in between the options that are on my table. All right. On the back, we have Izzy sold 8 magazine subscriptions for the fundraiser, and Anthony sold 6. what is the ratio of the number of magazines that Anthony sold to the number of magazines Izzy sold? So again, I'm going to color code. I need to compare Anthony to Izzy. So when I find Anthony's information, he sold 6. Izzy sold 8. So when I write that, I can put my numbers underneath. Anthony sold 6. Izzy sold 8. And then I can write it 6 to 8 or 6:8. Remember that your order has to go in the order of your words. Then, sorry, my camera's acting kind of crazy. If Anthony sold 24 magazines, so again, that's information that goes with Anthony, so I'm going to make that blue. How many did Izzy sell? So I have options here. I could do a double V diagram. I could do a tape diagram. I could do an equation. I could do a equivalent values. So I think I'm going to show you the tape diagram. So I'm going to use the 6 to 8. So if Anthony is 6, I make his 6 boxes. Izzy is 8, so I know there's 6 here. And then she's going to have 2 more. And we know that Anthony sold 24. So this equals 24. So if these 6 boxes are repeated addition to get me to 24, what number has to be in those boxes? Well, 4 times 6 equals 24. So these have to be 4, which makes these have to be 4. So how many did Izzy sell? 8 groups of 4 magazines, which means she sold 32 magazines. The double V, if you prefer that method, would be 6 to 8, Anthony to Izzy. Then what I know is Anthony had 24, so I would plug that A to A. What did I do to 6 to get to 24? How many groups of 6 magazines did he sell? He sold 4 groups. So how many groups would Izzy have to sell? Also 4 groups, which would make it 32. That's another option. Another option would be 6 to 8 like this. Anthony to Izzy, which is equal to 24 to what? This is Anthony. Izzy. What did I do to 6 to get to 24? Times 4. What do I do to 8? Times 4, 32. Make sure you answer the question clearly. You can't just leave it like this because I don't know what your answer is. So how many magazines did Izzy sell? Izzy sold 32 magazines. Now I know out of all these things that you are answering the question that they gave you. All right. Next, we have t-shirts that come in packages of 6 and 4. The 6-pack costs $25.50 and the 4-pack costs $18. Which is the better deal? What is the unit price for the better deal? As soon as I see unit price, I see that U and I think of my unicorns and my unibrows and my unicycles, and I know I need to find the amount for one shirt. So if the 6-pack cost $25.50, then I need to know how much one shirt would cost. So what did I do to 6 to get to one shirt? Well, I divided it into 6 groups. So what do I need to do to $25.50? I need to also divide it into 6 groups. My video is going to run out here, so I'm going to end this one, and you can pick up on video 2 after you finish solving what $25.50 divided by 6 is.